Let's clean my 13-year-old's apartment and spill some secrets. In this video, I'll address all the questions about my 13-year-old's apartment. I'll take you on a tour of it, and we'll talk about the stigma behind cleaning for your kids as well as helping them clean. I'll start off by saying there's nothing wrong with cleaning your children's room for them, but you should either be doing it with them or you should be doing it for them once in a while. In other words, you shouldn't be doing all the work for them every time. It's vital for kids to learn how to properly clean and tidy so they develop the skill. My kids clean something with me every day, especially my son that's homeschooled. Since I set the curriculum, I make sure he's learning lots of life skills like homemaking. I don't believe homemaking is a skill set for only one gender. Men should be cooking and cleaning, just like women should be doing yard work or whatever. When we were teenagers, I began teaching my future husband how to cook and clean since he grew up never learning the skills. And now he does the majority of the cleaning and he cooks often as well. So yes, your children need to be learning to clean and should be cleaning up after themselves, but it's okay to lend a hand. We are a Christian family, so we live our life based on biblical principles, and that applies to our homemaking, our parenting, our marriage, etc. We lead with compassion and understanding. Just as Jesus provided us the ultimate grace, we should provide it to others, especially our children. Grace means they may not deserve the help, but you give it to them anyway. So often I hear people say, if your child made the mess, they should be the one cleaning it. Or, if your daughter can have her own apartment, then she needs to be picking it up. Let's just set the record straight. That is not parenting with compassion and understanding. When we say things like, you made the mess, you need to clean it up, we're parenting from a shame perspective. This leads to negative feelings like stress and resentment. When you clean with your child or lend a hand once in a while, your child feels empowered, not punished. If we are going to be good parents that create healthy children, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, that will then go on to affect future generations, we have to understand that our words have impact and how we behave has impact. People online are so quick with the one-liners like they know it all, but being a parent is so much more nuanced than that. Nothing is black and white. For instance, your child may have a messy room, but just like as an adult, we create messes. They may not have made the mess to make the mess. It might not be that they're just lazy. It might be that they have a low attention span. So they started playing with this and then they got distracted by that. And it just compounded so quickly. Or maybe they were snacking. So they were hungry, they ate, they started playing, and then they forgot to clean up their mess. Like, these things happen. Even if you have systems in place, like your rule is don't play until you clean up your snack or something. Sometimes we just forget the rules. I mean, my goodness. I have rules like eating in the car or leaving stuff out, and I even forget the rules. I'm just busy or there's a lot going on. What is it Jesus says? He who is without sin can cast the first stone. That's what I always think of when I get these comments online. Please tell me you're not parenting that way. That is extremely detrimental to your child's mental health. Like I said, it's rarely that the child is lazy. They're typically overstimulated. They're distracted. They have a hard time focusing. Something I see online a lot, and it's something I experienced in my own childhood, is that people love to place blame. I mean, a child doesn't even have a fully developed brain until they're like 25. They're not purposely being lazy. They're not making messes to purposely make messes. We need to show grace. We need to be, that first example of showing our children like what healthy behavior is before they get out into the world and interact with other people. If they experience negativity and cruelty at home, what do you think they're going to do with the outside world? If they experience positivity and compassion at home, how are they going to behave with those that they interact with? We don't need to be modeling negative, unhealthy behaviors to our children. And anyone that has anything negative to say about helping a child clean their room, I challenge you to think back. Have you ever created a mess in your home and thought, oh, I really don't want to deal with this? Or, man, I wish somebody would come help me. Hello, that's all of us. We all get that mess blindness, or we all get busy, how great would it be if we could afford a housekeeper? Some people do afford housekeepers. So why are we getting on our children for not cleaning up after themselves all the time? I kind of went off on a tangent there, but I hope my point was made clear. We are a Christian household, and we lead our parenting with Christian values. That doesn't mean we skirt responsibility and we don't establish rules in our home or we don't have discipline. It just means we accept that we all stumble, we all make mistakes, and we are not going to condemn. We are going to pick our children back up, set them back up, and help them continue on. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do more discussions on parenting. Now, with my daughter's apartment, it used to be that I would come up and do like what I call a mom once over, a little tidy, like once every 2 months. But I had gotten behind, so I posted a video recently doing my mom once over. It's on my shorts if you want to watch that. But that had been the result of not going up there for like 5 months. So she does a pretty good job at keeping it clean on her own. One other thing I forgot to mention as to why I help my children clean, or why you don't always see them helping me, is that I'm a content creator. I'm a cleaning and organizing content creator. So I create footage for you to use as an example in your life. Now let's talk a little bit about her apartment. I'll just clear up some confusion. This apartment is not separate from our house in any way, shape, or form. It does not have outside access. I simply call it that because in the past, I would just call it my daughter's bedroom, and I got so much hate on it. People would mockingly call it an apartment. So then I just started calling it that as if I were in on the joke. You can only access it from inside of our house. It's basically the upstairs of our home. We lost our house in a fire in 2023, and it was devastating. And my husband and I felt terrible for our children. So we thought, like, how can we use this tragedy as a blessing? And so then we started thinking about generational wealth and how can we be a blessing for them for years to come, because we aren't like super wealthy people or anything. So we don't have like, inheritances for them to have. And then we thought, well, we can just build this house almost like a family compound, like on land, but we don't have land. So we just thought we can just build rooms into our home where they can live into adulthood to save money for their own house and just kind of set them up on the right track financially as they get older. So that's what we did. We had seen people use this house plan and they had put a room above the garage, but there were no plans for it. So we just told our builder that's what we wanted to do. And he kind of created something on the fly. And it looks great. It works really well. It's got a master bathroom, master closet, a sitting room or like a sitting area, a place for your bed, a little kitchenette, but you cannot access it from the outside. And that kind of leads me to the disgusting comments I was getting about an ultrasound on my daughter's mirror. People were saying some very horrible things about being able to access it from outside, like sneaking boys in or, whose ultrasound was on the mirror and stuff. But that sonogram picture was my son, Xander, when he was in my belly. He's 19 months old now, but I was really shocked and disgusted by the horrible comments that I was getting. So I just wanted to clear that up. We are a Christian home. My daughter is very uncomfortable with any of those kinds of thoughts or notions. She doesn't watch inappropriate TV shows or movies or listen to inappropriate songs. That is not something she's focused on at this point in her life. She is a 13-year-old, but she looks at life through a lens of a child, not the lens of an adult. She's still very naive, very childlike, and I love that for her. Okay, now that I've cleared all that up, the last thing we will do is a house tour. So if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcast, I don't know if it'll make sense to you. You're more than welcome to keep listening. But if you want to watch the house tour portion, you may need to find this video over on my YouTube. Okay, so a little tour, and I mean little because it's all very straightforward, but we start with a kitchenette that has a mini fridge, an air fryer, and a microwave, and then moving on to her bathroom. And then she did all of her own decorating and rearranging, so she's got her bed here right now. She's had it other places, but that's where she wants it right now. And this is her closet. Her closet is very large, way too big for her. She definitely fills it too much. And then we have, this is now, her bed used to be back here, but now she's got a little seating area. And then that's where she does it's a makeup vanity, but she doesn't really wear makeup, just like her contacts and brushing her hair and stuff. And then she's got her little living room. She was actually sitting here when I went to film, so I asked her to move out of the shot. So that's why it looks like somebody's there playing a video game, because she is. And then that is it. It's really straightforward, but it's the perfect little space for her, and it'll be great for her to grow into. If you guys have any more questions, let me know in the comments. and I will see you for Sunday's video, which will be a really comprehensive guide to the organized chaos lifestyle. All of my tips and tricks, my methods, everything explained in one place. If you plan to watch Sunday's video, let me know in the comments. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things, and I will see you Sunday.